They call it the devil's drug.
I want to stop using heroin, yeah, because it's wrecked my life.
It grips and kills the most vulnerable, people living the most desperate of lives.
You know people are dying from something you've given them, that's murder.
Right now, many addicts don't know if the next hit will be their last.
People love these people. Some it's parents, someone's sons, daughters, aunties, uncles and that. Children.
Come in, mate, come in.
Hi, Bev.
Hello.
Bev has battled her own addiction to heroin. She's lost friends before, but never so many in such a short space of time. Are your friends scared about the stuff that's going around?
I think they're just hoping it's not going to happen to them.
But they're seeing people dying around them.
Definitely. I've seen somebody die in front of me in a hostel, in the corridor. They done the hit, walked out the door and dropped down.
Because of heroin?
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
So... It still upsets me to this day. It's people you spend time with. I don't think you ever get over it. Literally. Actually watching someone take their last breath and not being able to talk to them again, not saying sorry because I have an argument, not knowing, like, you know, if you knew that was the last time you was going to speak to them, you'd behave different.
We've spoken to heroin users, government advisors and charities, and they all say more people are dying from heroin than ever before. That's because a vulnerable community is now receiving less support and taking more dangerous drugs.
This is £20.
That's pure crack cocaine.
Yeah.
And there's no way of you knowing what that heroin is being mixed with.
No.
And until you've taken it, you still wouldn't know what's in there.
No, of course not. How would you know?
Bev no longer uses heroin, but her friends do. And these are their drugs. They use this flat as a safe space to get high. Synthetic opioids like fentanyl are being used to bulk out the drugs. It increases profits and gives users a greater high.
This is a £10.
It also makes this extremely addictive and most dangerous drug even more deadly.
No one's listening to the fact they're using heroin first, so then people are dying.
Let me ask you then, why should they care that people are taking heroin?
Because people are dying. Because dealers are mixing it up with God knows what chemical they can come up with because of the weight, so they can get a profit. So you're paying to kill someone? It's murder. You know people are dying from something you've given them, that's murder.
How many people have you seen die through bad heroin in the last few months? How many friends have you lost?
I can't say more than 10.
Jungle is seeing it too. He says since November he's been losing friends to overdoses every week. That's why he's got a prescription for methadone. He's trying to get clean.
You go to the doctor's surgery, you give them a urine test. That determines the amount of heroin in the body so they know what dosage to start, yeah?
How long have you been on this?
About since Christmas, you know.
Because
since
of the
my friend
people
died.
died.
Yeah, since my two friends died. Yeah. I want to stop using heroin especially. Yeah? Because it's wrecked my life. I've got 3 beautiful kids that are successful. I work at Dog in the Mouth for 14 years. I'm a qualified sous chef. I got so much things. My dad was a medical doctor, you understand? And like, look at me. I can't even find 50p to buy a can of Coke sometime. Yeah? I'm just existing because of heroin. Buckingham Palace, 5 minutes away. 10 Downing Street, 7 minutes away. Yeah? You know, Westminster train station, I got 4 friends. sleeping on it. One of them died last year, heroin overdose. Yeah, what I'm trying to say, close to the House of Parliament.
Right under their noses.
And my friend stayed there 5 months.
This is not just a problem for those living in the margins of society. While filming this report, Sky News witnessed what appeared to be an exchange of drugs in broad daylight on a residential street. The scandal isn't that you can buy these lethal drugs on almost any street corner of any city. The scandal is that so many vulnerable people are dying and nobody seems to care. If this was any other section of society, well, there'd be uproar. More people die from opioid abuse in the UK than anywhere else in Europe. And this number has been rising for a decade.
I've been using crack since I was 16, but now I'm mentally ready. I've never been mentally ready to stop using before, and now I actually am.
Charlotte almost became a statistic herself.
I went into the tent to do my hit, and then all I remember is coming around, on the grass, lid on the grass, so I literally OD'd straight away. But I was lucky that the ambulance was there, and I just remember coming around, big breath, and then sat up.
And you've been addicted to heroin for 10 years. Have you ever known anything like this before?
No, no.
Do you think anyone cares that people are dying from heroin overdoses?
Right, without fentanyl being in it, there's still a lot of heroin users that die from overdoses. Mm-hmm. The issue becomes where there's more people dying in a smaller space of time. Nobody cares at all. The only people that care, I find, are the people that work in the dip teams that are trying to get us on a script and trying to help us live a normal life and get onto the road of recovery.
That must bother you that nobody cares.
Of course it does. Of course it does. I have a song for myself, UB40, 1 in 10, because I'm consistently a reminder of a world that doesn't care.
You're just a number on a list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Drug services have seen their budgets cut by around a third since 2013, leaving those attempting to provide support with fewer tools to help a vulnerable community that's growing older and weaker.
Over the past 10 years, drug and alcohol services have received significantly less funding and have become less easy to access, and certainly a bit more basic, so people get less support even if they can get a basic level of treatment. And as we know that treatment is protective against overdose, so if an opiate user is in treatment, they're taking an opiate substitute, so methadone or buprenorphine, then they are less likely to overdose.
Does anyone care about heroin addicts dying?
I think that's one of the problems. I don't think, generally speaking, the population do. I think many people, and perhaps it's reflected in the government, don't care much. And that's why they've allowed a treatment system to largely atrophy. Some people care. There are good reasons to care. Heroin users spend a lot of time in hospital. They cost us a lot of money. Some of them commit crime. And those are all good reasons why supporting them properly, getting them into high-quality treatment, probably in the end would save society money.
And it might be the humane thing to do.
And it's very much the humane thing to do, yeah.
In the Northwest alone, drug-related deaths are up by 77% in the past decade. Here in Wigan, former addicts are working with rough sleepers and anyone else who might come into contact with vulnerable communities about the signs of an overdose. They also have a new weapon to cut deaths, naloxone.
Straight into the leg at a 90-degree angle, into a muscle, it goes in, and press down to line 1, take it out, and put it...
First responders, including the police, are now carrying kits like these to help save lives.
Oh, you never have to use that kit, but we live in Wigan.
It's not a cure, but it does buy vital time until medical support arrives.
It's easier for get heroin and quicker for get heroin in Wigan than it is for get a taxi in Wigan.
That's how easy it is.
That's how easy it is.
John was addicted to heroin for over 20 years. Now he works with people living his former life in the hope that he can make a difference. You were an addict, or you say you're still an addict?
Yeah, I've always been an
years?
addict. 27 years I was an active user for, yeah. 16-month clean. My life's my life now, though. I get up in the morning, I do what I want, not what drugs want me to do. Do you know what? Like, when I was on heroin and that, I won't get in shower and stuff like that, and people think it's because I don't want to get in shower. It's not because I don't want to do. Heroin doesn't want me to do. I wake up, I'll go and score. I'll get back, I'll have what I'm doing, and then just go back and score again.
Have you ever known it this bad? You've been a user for 27 years. You've known so many people to have died from heroin?
No, no. I could give you a big list of names if I wrote them down. Everybody I know's died of it. Not so many still going now. I'm lucky for to be alive after all that drug abuse. I suppose somebody's looking down on me though, aren't they? So I can do good work I do.
Why do you think heroin use is on the rise?
Because of mental health. And all services, I mean, no services have we? We're with you, that's it. Takes you ages for getting an appointment with mental health if you're suicidal and that. People just using drugs for block out the stuff in Wigan. It's a nightmare.
Morning and night, or light and dark, whiskey, brandy.
All the sweet names.
Yeah.
The first step to addiction recovery is admitting there is a problem. And the UK has a growing opioid problem.
No, there was more than that.
Until that's addressed, people like Bev will continue to see their friends die.